Hey drummers, just a quick funk one for you today. A little 2-bar loop. Shout out to superstar channel member Xenia, who's just starting to look at the piece Funk Junk, in fact, from Trinity Grade 7. A great little piece by Chris Burgess. And this is just a little 2-bar phrase that we've just pulled out just to have a bit of fun with. When we look at these pieces, this is Grade 7, and it's a pretty full-on piece for most drummers. It is for me now, but it definitely would have been for me the first time I was working through my drum grades. And yeah, a lot of the time what we do is, rather than just saying, right, we're going to learn this from the beginning, we just pick out grooves or moments. And here's a little 2-bar phrase that we pulled out and kind of simplified slightly, and you can simplify some more if you want. More about that in a sec. Just to get a feel of what this is all about. Now, this is a 2-handed 16th note feel. Also, shout out to everybody who asks for more funk grooves. One of the requests I get most often, people say, give us more funk grooves. So here you go, here's another one. This is a 2-handed 16th note feel. So like at its heart, we're thinking of this sort of feel. 1 E and a 3 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 E and a 3 and a 3 and a 4 and a. That thing of playing 16th notes, you know, semi-quavers. Right, left, if you're right-handed, and your right stick coming across to hit the snare on 2 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's based around that, but a bit like the video I made yesterday about the groove from Rage Against the Machine, Wake Up by Brad Wilk. It isn't always a backbeat on the snare drum. Every time it's on beat 4, but the beat 2 isn't beat 2. It's always on the of beat 1. It kind of anticipates beat 2. So let's just play that next. We'll do a very basic groove, but we will move that snare drum in the right way. So now we're going to play 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a. So can you see here it's if you're right-handed like me, it's the left stick that comes across to hit the snare drum for that kind of anticipating first snare hit of the bar each time. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. And if you're quite new to drumming, and even like if that is quite new, that's fine. I would say stop there, have a little jam with that, right? Because already that changes the flavour, doesn't it? From just chicka chicka bagga chicka 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 ja. Let's go for the full bass drum part now as well. It goes. It's a really funky little 2-bar phrase, isn't it? So I'll take you through it. I'll count. I'll put the notation on screen now with the count. I'll go slow. Here it comes. 1 E and 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. So I'll do it even slower in a sec. The thing that's really interesting to watch out for, I would say, is in the second half of the second bar, the bass drum is on the E of beat 3 and the E of beat 4. So 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. It's those two at the end. 3 E and a 4 E and a. That, in my experience, catches the most students out when they're first learning this. I'll run it a few more times. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E. And again. Pick it up a little bit. So if you want to learn that groove for note for note, totally cool, as ever, as usual, on the channel members page, I'll give you the notation and I'll write that out in Groove Scribe so you can hit play, you can slow it down, you can play along with it, all of that stuff. I'll also put a couple of different like simplified versions. I can't repeat enough, if this is new, just play with that snare drum thing a little bit. So right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, all the way if you're right-handed. But the snare drum landing with the left stick and then the right on 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a again 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E. Just have a play with that. If you then want to get a bit more funky on the bass drum, like I say, check out the full version. So on the channel members page, I'll put like a super simple version, a kind of in the middle version, and then the full version that features here or something very like it. A grade 7, have some fun with. I think it's always a great thing. I say it over and over again on this channel, but one of the great things about learning drum grades that I think is consistently overlooked by drummers is that you get this amazing inspiration for stuff to play, even if it's just little tidbits, right? Even if it's not just, if it's not like I'm going to learn this whole piece. These little moments are so cool because you think, what a cool musical idea that is. The snare on the of beat 1, 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a boom chika boom boom ga boom boom ba. Straight away there's a musical idea there. So yeah, it's great to learn these pieces. Of course, that's really valuable. Note for note, it's a big part of doing the grades. But the other part, which is just so often overlooked, is that little nugget, that inspiration it gives you. Every time you get something like that in one of these pieces, I think just sit with it, play with it, nurture it. And we always do this. And like I say, shout out to Xenia. This is what we're doing here at the start here. Rather than saying, okay, let's start from the beginning and learn this piece the whole way through, we're just taking a little bit of this, a little bit of that, getting a feel for like the groove in this section, the groove in that section, just jam it out a little bit, get a feel for what each section and each groove is all about before we get too swept up in the small details. Such a lovely way to work. So shout out to Xenia. As ever, check out the channel members page. I'll link to that below for a simplified version of this, a kind of in the middle version and the full version. Thanks for watching as always. More funk grooves to come. People always message me and say, give me more funk grooves, especially like with busy hi-hats. So here you go. If you wanted to add even more to this, one of the things you often see drummers using is double strokes on the hi-hat, isn't it? So doubling up, taking those 16ths and turning them into 30-second notes at some point. So something like could be fun, perhaps something for another day. But if you're really feeling confident with this, you know what I'll do? I'll even put that. I'll put a fourth version on the channel members page with a couple of examples of where you could double up on the hi-hat if you're really feeling spicy and feeling confident with all the rest of it. Thanks for watching as always. Really appreciate it. See you soon.